2009, it's very rare to turn on a television news program or pick up a newspaper without seeing something about Common Core. What is Common Core and why is it so popular? Well, if you have school-aged children or grandchildren, or you plan on majoring in education or a related field, you may want to get the facts so that you can be prepared. Common Core state standards, more typically referred to as just Common Core, was developed in 2009 by two separate nonprofit bipartisan agencies, the National Governors Association Center for Best Practices, the NGA, and the CCSSO, which stands for the Chief Council State of School Officers. These two organizations got together and they conducted research. And according to their website, www.corestandards.org, U.S. students scored a lot lower than foreign students in state administered examinations. So they blamed inconsistencies between the school districts in the U.S. on the lower scores and sought to create a standardized program that brought everybody on the same page and focused on future student success. Sounds great, right? In theory, yes, but in practice, not so much, for several reasons. Here's why.
First, one of the key components of Common Core is an end-of-year testing. This end-of-year testing causes anxiety among students, as well as it allows evaluators to evaluate and track the progress of the student and evaluate how well the teachers are maintaining the Common Core standard. Now, even though these standards are supposed to be standardized across all school districts within the country, different districts are buying into different programs, which allows different emphasis to be placed on certain subjects. As well as, if you're part of a lower funded district, then these products come out of pocket. After talking with Laura Cumberledge, she's a third grade teacher, we had a phone interview with her. She said that the problem with this is that once you buy these products and you develop your lesson plan and your strategies for the next school year, these standards may change without notice. So you're back at square one and that's money wasted. As well as there's a website out there called the Philadelphia Notebook. This is where educators can talk to one another, collaborate teaching methodologies, and just basically gripe with one another if necessary. Now, the problem that was expressed in Philadelphia is that because Common Core is so time extensive, that it's taking all the teaching time. The issue with this is that there's got to be a sacrifice. Something's got to be sacrificed because of that, and in this case, it's art, music, and physical education. Now, in addition to this, school projects and the field trips that we remember having when we were children, getting away from the school for a little while, have been cut as well, so that teachers can emphasize on test results, which leads us to our second misgiving of Common Core, which is content.
Hey guys, I'm going to show you a few problems from Common Core. This one says, which is a related subtraction sentence? Here you have 7 blocks, and 4 of them are highlighted. So it's trying to ask you to take 4 from 7. Normally we would do 4 minus 7. 4 minus 7 is 3. But here there are no subtraction sentences. Do you see any? We didn't either. We also have another one. It says Simon broke 35 into 30 and 5 to add it to 42. Here we have several different answers. None of them would be 30 plus 5 plus 42, which is what we would normally do. Tia solved this problem by adding 42 and 37. Now, 42 and 37 does not equal 77. Are you as confused as we are? I wonder what she did to make this work. It's not very clear. It wouldn't be surprising that the above examples are giving higher dropout rates in schools, and the dropout rates are going to begin to increase. Teachers could step in, but they're confused, just as we are, with the Common Core standards due to the lack of training that is given. They're told to just, here's the material, go teach it. So, in addition, we interviewed Laura Cumberledge, and she said that the teachers are not fully made aware of the grading standards, and so when trying to help these students learn to do these tests, they have no way to show them what to do. Parents have spent lots of money and time trying to help their students learn how to do these tests, but because the standards are always changing, they're just wasting their money. One student from the Knoxville County school system said it best on YouTube. He said, "Tests simply cannot measure the traits a true education attempts to impart upon our children: creativity, appreciation, and inquisitiveness. No study materials could ever impart these traits like a dedicated teacher can." With all the negative feedback from parents, teachers, and students, why would they even push Common Core? Which brings us to our next part: big business and government infringement, and how the government is trying to gain control of young students in their minds.
In 2009, there was an initiative established called the Race to the Top. Now, this initiative was being pushed by the White House, as well under the leadership of President Barack Obama, as well as the then Secretary of Education, Arne Duncan. Now, the way this initiative worked is that if the state or the district were to jump on board with Common Core, then they would receive federal money. And those that didn't wouldn't receive anything. Now, the government's not in the practice of philanthropy, so it caused us to dig a little bit more into it and find out what was going on. And one of the things that we noticed was these standards are established for English, language arts, and math, which is great because that's what our students are scoring the lowest in right now. The way the legislation is written, though, is the CCSSO and the NGA at any given moment can step in and also apply these same standards to both history and science. Now, this is problematic because regardless of what side of the fence you sit on or what your political affiliations are, it allows someone to rewrite history as to what they deem fit, or just omit things from science books because they don't go in with their own personal beliefs, such as the creation. Now, who supports this? Well, one of the biggest supporters that we noticed was Bill Gates from Microsoft. He is pushing it quite a bit, and through the Gates Foundation, we went onto their website and realized that beginning in 2011, the Gates Foundation gave $30 million to the CCSSO, nonprofit organization, and then turned around and gave another $1.2 million to the NGA. Why would they do that was one of the biggest questions. Well, we looked into the NGA and on their website of grants and whatnot, contributors, and realized that they go through a level process. Now, those that contribute the most are what they consider a level 1 partner. Now, what does this buy you would be the question that in everybody's mind. Is a level 1 partner is those that are given first dibs on government contracts to provide the training materials or the teaching materials necessary for the schools across the country. Some of the businesses that we found that are level 1 partners are Microsoft, Pearson, and McGraw-Hill Education.
Pretty fishy. Pretty suspicious. Looks like a duck, quacks like a duck, chances are good it is a duck. And Common Core is no exception to this. We as American citizens owe it to ourselves and to our children to dig a little deeper into Common Core. With its varied curriculum, its inconsistent content, and its questionable, suspicious nature at the inception of the program, we would be remiss to turn a blind eye. There are several things that we can do to make a difference.
You can check the facts to confirm the validity of the claims that are made by Common Core. Don't just simply take our words for it.
Write your congressman and your school board members. Tell them what you think and what your concerns are.
And finally,
Exercise
exercise your right to have a voice. Vote.
As the world-famous anthropologist Margaret Mead said, "Never believe a few caring people can't change the world, for that's all who ever have."